Thank you for taking the time to view this training video. What we're going to talk about today is called controlling the bleed. Before us we have IFAK kits. My name is Alan Lewis. I'm the Fire Chief of the Virginia Fire Department, and we'll be doing this training video with Captain Adam Metza and two of our school resources officers as well as
the content of these kits will include a tourniquet for bleeding control in the arms and the legs, 2 compression bandages for extra bleeding control, 2 triangular bandages for possible bleeding control and or other bandaging, more gauze, and a pair of scissors for extremity and or bleeding access. The first step and the easiest step to control bleeding in an arm or a leg that you're unable to see, or even if you are able to see, is with a tourniquet. The tourniquets are applied on the injured side that does have the bleeding present. The trick is to pull it high and tight on the arm. Tighten that strap as tight as you can, making sure that all of the Velcro is touching. Once that is secured, we're going to tighten this windlass, which is the plastic stick that is on there, creating the actual pressure that's on the arm. What this is going to do is you're going to tighten it and tighten it and tighten it until either you cannot stop turning it anymore, or the bleeding, you can see it has stopped. The issue that you are going to see is it is uncomfortable and it is painful for the person, but what it is doing is it is stopping the bleed or controlling it. When placing a tourniquet on the leg, it is still the same idea of high and tight is the best. We're going to go above the wound or above the bleed that we can see. We're going to get as high up as we can. We're going to pull that tourniquet as tight as possible right away, securing all the Velcro to itself, coming around, tightening that windlass until we cannot move it anymore, or we do see that the bleeding is controlled. We're going to secure that windlass with the white strap there, or in some instances you may see a gray one, but we're still going to secure the windlass. To be used in conjunction with after the application of a tourniquet, or when bleeding is less severe on an extremity, we can use our Israeli compression bandage. It is in 2 separate plastic bags. One is to protect the actual sterile covering on the inside. We'll open them both, bringing out the bandage. As you can see, there is a piece of dressing on one side and there is also a clip on the other. We're going to place the dressing on the wounded area with the clip right above the actual wound. We're going to wrap the elastic around, putting it through the clip. Once it is through the clip, we're going to actually take it, put it on tightly, and then bend it back over itself, creating that pressure point underneath it, which is actually pushing on the wound. And then we're just going to continue to wrap this elastic as tight as we can around and around and around. So every single time you wrap it around, it creates more pressure on top of that wound. It is very important to use it with a tourniquet as well, because it will actually add that additional amount of pressure that is actually going to help control and slow a bleed as well. And like I said before, it is very useful in bleeds that which you may think do not require a tourniquet, because it will help with control and actually keeping that wound clean. At the end, when we're going to clip it in, there's a small plastic clip on the outsides you'll see with little teeth on it. All you need to do is find the edges of the bandage, and when you do that, you're going to clip it into both sides, and that bandaging is actually going to be done.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this training documentary and video. We hope that these skills that you've learned will help save a life. The life that you save may be your own or those of another classmate. Once again, we'd like to thank everyone who contributed to making this production possible. The Federal Excess Property Program and Fire Chief Grant Gimple out of Grand Lake Fire Department helped supply us with hundreds of these individual first aid kits.